Greetings and salutations. Welcome to my unboxing of American Civil War Union Infantry 1861 to 1865 as they are made by Perry Miniatures. Now, this is a plastic kit, and in here it says you get 40 figures on the back. It gives you an idea about what possible positions that you can have your guys in. This is the Union or the Federals, okay? And then off to the side here, it gives you an idea of what the diagram would look like. So you really have an option as far as, do you have your guys march to war, or are they in some kind of a combat pose? Maybe it would be a mix for both. But in here you get 40 figures, unit bases, you get flags, you also get a painting guide, which you see a little bit here. Now, I did a review on the Confederates in another video, and of course there's less uniformity amongst the Confederacy. One of the reasons had to do with as the war progressed and things were getting harder and harder on the Confederacy, the guys who would join the Confederate Army, there really wasn't a uniform to issue to them, so they pretty much wore what they had on their backs. That was pretty much it. But let's go ahead, let's take a look and see what's inside of this box right here. Okay. Okay, we got a painting guide. Okay. Bases. It's really nice that the Warlord, not the Warlord guys, it's the Perry Miniatures, that these guys, that they do come with bases. They're very, very useful. I magnetize my guys, and with that, then I can ship them onto any movement base that I want, any size that I want. So if I need to change the number of guys that make up the front line of a base, I can do so, you know, at will, which is a really useful thing to have. But these bases definitely are useful. Okay, so I see 9 sprues total. I've got 1 sprue right here. This has got to be our command sprue, I'm thinking. Yeah, this is probably our command sprue, unless I haven't, like I said, I haven't opened this box up. So you can see, and again, you get your choices of what kind of hats that these guys to wear. You also have the arm for the standard bearer, bugler, okay, you have the sword. So yeah, this is, I would say this is a command sprue. Okay, looking at these guys here, these look like these guys are about to do some serious skirmishing. Which, if you have a rule set like black powder, which is what I use, skirmishers are useful. Absolutely, they are. And if you want to go play a skirmish game, this is an opportunity. Another sprue, just like that one before. Again, the detail is pretty cool. And if you were to look at the figures' heads, you'd notice, hey, they're bald. It's not so much that the guys were bald back at that time, although I imagine some were. It is a question of being able to fit the hats. So there is a selection of hats that these guys can wear. And again, very similar to the Confederate box that I had reviewed in another video, you can have a choice as, do you want your guys marching off to war, or are they somehow involved in combat? You know, there's part of me that wonders, could we magnetize this? I don't know. But anyways, you have a selection, and that's pretty good, I have to say. So you can use the kepi, you can use the regular hardy hats. I mean, there's all kinds. So the Perry boys, they do give you those options. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, you get 6 sprues of these. Each sprue has 5 guys, so there's 30 right there. All right, our guide. Here we go. So the guide, again, it's useful. It helps us explain what is going on. You do have a couple of battle flags. There are more variations on the painting guide for the Confederate infantry, but for the Union, I would probably say this is probably the case that they were a little bit more uniform in that. Just like if you look at the painting guide here, you notice there's not a lot of variation among the federal troops. Well, you already had an industrial base, so there was inevitably going to be a uniformity amongst the troops there. But again, you can look at the colors, okay, and it gives you an idea of what units that you would be interested in. So, for example, here you've got the 1st Connecticut Volunteers, 1861, the 1st New Hampshire Volunteers, again, 1861, the drummer boy, which is very typical. All right, you have your officer. So you have different guys, and again, if you flip to the back, this is where you get to see variety. It depends on what you were doing here. This is the badges for the Corps that were adopted first by Philip Kearny's division in June of 1862, but then it quickly sped up. Other people were adopting it as well. So you can see having to do with different geometric shapes, which is really cool. So it tells you what it is, and you can go ahead and, if you have the courage, to paint those on the hats as the cap badges, if you will, or hat badges. All in all, I'm thinking, again, this is another good deal. I think that the Perrys came in with another, home run with these. I make no bones to the fact I really like the Perry brothers' work. They are well-known sculptors. They've done fantasy. They've done science fiction. They've done a lot of history. They have their own company. They have worked for Games Workshop and Foundry. They're well-known, and their talent shows. There's no question about that. They've also done Ancients. They've done a little bit of World War II. It'd be kind of interesting to see if they would do some more World War II. They've done British 8th Army and German Africa Corps. It would be interesting to see if they would do regular Germans, French, British, Americans. That would be awesome to see. But I am all for them coming out with more plastic in their ranges. All right, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this review, and I hope it benefited you, and I hope it would encourage you if you're thinking about 28mm American Civil War gaming. Have a good day, and God bless.